Oh, Tesla stock continues to be untethered from the market and from any kind of trend or even reality. Maybe it's options trading that's causing this. I don't know. There's not really any news. Maybe there's some manipulation taking place. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below why you think for the last week or so, Tesla has been so, like I say, unconnected. All right. Well, we have some news this morning. Tesla fan metal. This is Cat says Tesla has some execution risk and Osborne risk coming up on the Y refresh. Ideally, they've had Osborning effect on the Y refresh ever since the 3 refresh. I've been saying this for months. They can make the switch in all factories more or less at the same time. That would be ideal, he feels. The 3 refresh was well managed in Shanghai, but faced so many delays in Fremont, and that, of course, created some Osborning effect on the 3 in the US. He says, I think part of that may have had to do with some third-party supplier issues. Well, that's what was claimed. The Y program is much larger in scope and affects 4 factories, not just 2, as was the case for the Model 3. Supply chain and planning needs to be on point. Good points all. The Y refresh, in my opinion, should have been done much sooner, much faster. Not sure why it couldn't have been. Doesn't seem to be that difficult. I've had lots of conversations with other folks on this channel with regard to how hard that might be or how hard it wouldn't have been. But as he points out, there's 4 factories involved. And yeah, not sure exactly why it's taking so long. But when it comes, I think it's going to be a huge, huge increase in the Model Y sales, which already probably will be increasing in sales because, of course, of the FSD being complete and hopefully level 4 or level 5. This is from the street. I rarely quote the street because I feel that their analysis is just horrible, but this is just them quoting someone else, so it's hard to get that wrong. We continue to argue that Tesla's AI efforts are significant to the stock, including at the current price, said Truist security analyst William Stein. He reiterated his hold rating and a $215 price target on the group despite its recent share slump. He says Tesla CEO Elon Musk has said the group's Dojo supercomputer could be competitive with market leader NVIDIA. Stein argues that while investors know that the majority of Tesla's current revenue and profit come from auto sales and increasingly energy capture and storage, that side of the business represents only about 1/3 of its value. So he's including energy storage, and between auto and energy storage, he's only giving it $75 a share. He says it this way, based on our current estimates, which we do not see as particularly conservative, we view these businesses as worth $267 billion or $75 per share. That's only 35% of their Tesla price target. Tesla also deployed about 9.4 gigawatt hours of energy storage products over the last 3 months, ending in June, a figure more than double the record tally of 4.1 gigawatts in the previous quarter. Stein argues that the remaining value comes from Tesla's advanced driver assistant unit, which includes its full self-driving software, its robotics division, and its AI training computer services, including Dojo supercomputer. People have been telling me that I'm wrong about this AI training computer services part, but apparently this guy's wrong too. I think there's going to be an AI training computer services business. Okay, so this is his opinion. I think that maybe he's undervaluing the energy division. I think he's probably undervaluing the auto division because I doubt if he's counting in the semi-truck in there. I doubt if he's counting in what's going to happen when FSD is applied to those vehicle sales. So I put the auto division up value much higher than he does. And I also think, but I agree with him. The cool thing about his analysis is I totally agree with him that this is how the market has seen Tesla for a very long time. They are giving some valuation, maybe not as high as he thinks, but some of the valuation in Tesla stock for years has been the future, what is going to come out later. On other Elon Musk news, Grok 2 is out this morning. I haven't had a chance to actually check it out personally, but the first reviews and the first pictures that I'm seeing suggest that it's truthful. It had a picture of George Washington, and he was actually Caucasian and looked like George. There was also a query about the assassination attempt on Trump, and they actually got it right. They knew that there was an assassination attempt, unlike some other Google products or something. This is Randy Kirk. Hit the like button if you like what I do here. Just hit the like button, hit subscribe if you'd like to, help the channel. Hit notify if you want to be reminded that later this morning, probably going to be a Brian White video this morning, because I haven't seen any real robot news out right now. And Scott, for Scott to take his time, I don't want to waste his time if there's nothing really to report. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be Scott, maybe it'll be Brian White. And then, of course, Jeff Lutz later tonight. Patreon, it would be great if you would join Patreon today. Don't put it off. Do it now. Just go down below in the description. You can find everything you need to know. And you could also buy Cybertrucks if you want. You couldn't ask for a more neutral reading from the CPI. I mean, neutral in terms of what the expectations were, and neutral in terms of not giving us any information that's useful in any particular direction. The number didn't give us, the recession crowd that I'm a part of, it didn't give us any evidence to show that we are in or that we're going into a recession, but it also didn't bolster the case for a Fed cut. It was just neutral. I mean, we're still running, even month over month, we're still running at 2.4%. And that's rounded off. It could be higher than that. And then year over year, we're still up at 3. So that doesn't really say to the Fed, hey, let's go, let's make those cuts. And I think, based on a couple of the Fed presidents and other people that were out this week talking, governors, presidents, whatever they call themselves, that they were saying we still need more data. I don't think this data gave them more reason to cut. We'll see what happens later this week. We've got additional reporting, a lot of additional reporting tomorrow and Friday, which might give them some evidence of a recession. I don't know whether it's going to give them any evidence that there's a problem with the labor in terms of being, more evidence. In other words, 4.3% unemployed is not good, but it's not horrible. And so it's neutral. We might be getting back to the place where that Fed cut doesn't come in September, doesn't maybe even come in November, maybe comes in December, which is what I've said all along. The consumer price index for all urban consumers. Well, here we go. Here's what happened this morning. Here's the details. The consumer price index for all urban consumers increased by 0.2% on a seasonally adjusted basis after declining 0.1% in June, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The last 12 months, the all items index increased 2.9% before seasonal adjustment. The index for shelter rose 0.4%. That's the regular rents, up 0.4% in July, accounting for 90% of the monthly increase in the all items index. The energy index was unchanged over the month after declining in the 2 preceding months. The index for food increased by 0.2%. This is what we don't want to see, as it did in June. You're still looking at 2.5%, 2.4%. The food away from home index also 0.2% over the month, and the food at home was only up 0.1%. The index for all items, less food and energy, rose 0.2% in July after raising 0.1% last month. Indexes which increased in July included shelter, motor vehicle insurance, big time, furnishings and continues to go up, furnishings and operations, educational, recreation, and personal care. The index for used cars went down, and trucks down, medical care down, airline fares down, and apparel also down. The all items index rose 2.9% for the 12 months ending July, the smallest 12-month increase since March of 2021. But the all items less food and energy index rose 3.2%. This is called the core, the one that the Fed cares about the most, 3.2% for the last 12 months. Okay, so this is from 𝐂𝐫𝐴ZY. He says U.S. crude oil production has officially hit a record 13.4 million barrels per day. Okay. Daily oil production increased by 22% over the last 4 years. Since 2008, production has skyrocketed 350% from roughly 3.8 million barrels per day. The U.S. is now the world's largest oil producer, exceeding Russia by 35% and Saudi Arabia by 38%. U.S. is dominating oil production. Well, a lot of Democratic pundits and analysts today are screaming, hooray, hooray, victory, victory for Biden. But wait a minute. I thought all of those folks that are on the Biden team think we need to be getting out of oil. We need to be destroying the fossil fuel industry. And in fact, the first year and a half that Biden was in office, the oil production in the United States dropped like a rock, and it's part of the reason we got the inflation that we've got right now. And then all of a sudden, after a year and a half, Biden's going, well, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do here. The fact that the price of gasoline and the price of all things related to oil are going up. What can I do? What can I do? Oh, well, I could buy more from Venezuela. Oh, I could buy more from other countries that we hate. Or I could possibly allow American producers to produce. Oh, what an idea. I could take money out of the reserve. Oil out of the reserve. That would be, oh my goodness. And so all of a sudden, Biden wants to take credit. Are the people that are supporting Harris want to take credit for the United States being oil independent again after Trump got us there 4 years ago? Oh, this is sad. And what happens to the Harris ticket? Are they going to be, let's go fossil fuels? Is that going to be their position? I'm confused. Help me out in the comments below. Is that going to be the position that Harris and Walz take? Pump, 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 all of the above. Is that going to be what we're going to hear? I don't think so. Well, the markets are weird today. Let's see how weird they are, because they should have liked the CPI print, right? Okay, the Dow is up 69. I wouldn't call that excitement. Oh, the NASDAQ is down 89. Wouldn't call that excitement. S&P down 3.48. Not great. Apple up a tad, 24 cents, but Google big time down. NVIDIA down a bit. We've got Tesla down 5.85. Like I said, completely discombobulated. No relevance. No relevance at all here. After being up 10.5 yesterday, down 6 today. Could be profit taking. I could buy that. But I wonder if it's options or manipulation. I don't know. But it is flattening out here after going down like this since the opening. Okay, we've got the Cathie Woods are all down except for 𝐒𝐭𝐤 is up. Well, okay. Yeah, 𝐒𝐭𝐤 basically up. The rest of them are all down. Now, let's see the percentages. We got the Dow is down 0.21, NASDAQ up reverse that, please. The Dow is up 0.21, NASDAQ down 0.48, S&P down 0.03, and Tesla down 2.81. Okay, I'm interested in your comments. I really want to hear what you have to say. There was no news. The only news was that good report from what was the name of it? I forget the name now. I'd have to go back and look. Anyway, that's the only news I saw. I mean, I've been looking for the last almost 2 hours I spent looking for news on Tesla. There isn't anything to report, but it's down 2.85%. But again, there wasn't any news yesterday to make it go up 10.5. So this is why I'm saying it's a little hard to figure out right now what is going on. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the bonds. And what you've got going on with the bonds this morning is you have got the 10-year down 3.6. This is what we want to see. This is what should be happy days again for Tesla. They should be happy days again for all the Cathie Woods, but not. Down 3.6 on the 10-year at 3.818. Down 0.7% on the 2-year, and that increases, of course, the spread to 12 basis points again. The 2-month down, basically flat. Call it flat at 5,285. Increasing that one again. I think we're almost up to 150 basis points there. Just crazy. Okay. I know I say that every day. Every day I say this inversion is crazy. Why do I say it every day? Because it's crazy. Oil this morning down a tad, 20 cents on the Texas and 10 cents on the Brent. 78.16 is the Texas, and Brent is at 80, just barely over $80, $80.56. Natural gas exploding higher. I'm sorry, that's horrible. $2.23, almost $2.24. The oil folks will like that. We've got gold down 14, back under 2,500 again. Interesting. Silver down 0.22% this morning, 27.73. Copper up 0.53, staying over $4 at $4.07. You got the dollar up against the yen and the euro, strongly against the euro, 0.4% against the euro, only 0.05% against the yen. Okay, and we've got Bitcoin back down under 60, down 1,440 at 59,302. And there you go. That's what's happening in the markets this morning. I think what you've got is basically a, sell on the news day. But selling on the news day, I guess, has to include taking profits on Tesla's big day yesterday. What will happen later in the day today? There's no additional news scheduled for later in the day. What do I think is going to happen? I think that this current pattern where we're sitting right now is going to stay for the next several hours, and towards the end of the day, the market is going to some of the money is going to come off the sidelines, and we're going to see a better close than where we are right now. But I don't know necessarily. I don't think Tesla will get into the green today. Maybe later this week, Tesla will finally get positive momentum again. What do you guys think? All right, that's it. I think I should close it down and post this. What do you guys think? It's been great talking to you.